How you guys doing? In this video, we're going to go over dealing with difficult guests on Airbnb. All right, that will potentially leave a negative review and how you can get that negative review removed. So if you're a host on Airbnb and if you've experienced dealing with difficult guests and leaving you a negative review, this video should help you in how you can navigate those waters moving forward. We've had these situations in the past, but recently we've dealt with that exact situation, right? We've had guests that stay in our house and we identified them being a negative guest or a difficult guest from when they first checked in. So they mentioned that they needed more supplies. So we responded promptly, of course, and we asked them, can you please be more detailed and descriptive of what supplies you may need for your stay? And they didn't answer our question directly, but they did mention that they needed dishwasher pods. Okay, cool, not a problem. But they mentioned that could we provide them the number to the front gate? All right. And that was sort of a sign, like, what do you need a number to the front gate for? And so they proceeded to say, hey, well, we're having our truck delivered. It was been in the shop, so forth. I'm like, you just checked in. But needless to say, they never responded to the detailed question about what items are needed. So we proceeded to go ahead and have the dishwasher pods shipped and delivered for their stay. And then, they responded again about having a direct contact for the guests, for the gate. And so make a long story short, they ended up, we didn't provide a number. There's no number to the front gate. Of course, it's only a management number, but it's not to the front gate. So we didn't provide that number. And they end up leaving us a negative review. But the negative review stated more that we didn't have enough. Upon me seeing the negative review, of course, I jumped in the message and I said, hey, first, you never mentioned that you needed any items. All right. And we asked several times, what items do you need for your stay? And you never responded or replied. That review was very disrespectful. And so what I was doing was really prompting them to communicate exactly why they left a negative review. And so they proceeded to say that, well, they had guests. All right. So they had guests to come by and they had to wash dishes twice a day to accommodate their guests. And I said, aha, I got you. So you left a negative review because we didn't provide enough dishware for your guests, your extra guests that was not on your reservation. And see, that is in a clear violation of Airbnb rules because we have a fee for extra guests. And so once I identified that, I made sure that all the communication was in the app, first of all, the Airbnb app. So no, I don't communicate outside the app. If I take a phone call, I tell them, hey, please send that request in the Airbnb app because we have multiple people managing the Airbnb. And so everyone can see what your request is. All right. I'm just here for emergency purposes only if you have an issue with with your Airbnb during your stay. But please communicate everything else, items needed and so forth through the app. And I do that just because if we have a situation with a bad guest or difficult guest and I need to dispute a negative review, I have the form of communication. I have it documented. And in this case, once they identified the issue, then I put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And so the issue was that they needed the number to the front gate so they can get their extra guests in without us knowing. And then they was upset that we didn't have more plates and glassware and silverware for all the extra guests. And so the detailed review stated that we only had 4 wine glasses, not enough plates, But we had all of that. See, we have different other compartments in our Airbnbs where we keep some extra, glassware, silverware, and so forth. And they didn't ask for it. So we took photos of everything that we have there and said that, we replied in the Airbnb chat that, look, you never asked for anything extra. Everything was here. The problem is you had guests, all right, that was not on your reservation, which is a complete violation of our rules in Airbnb. And because of that violation, we was able to get that review removed. You want to make sure you identify potential issues before they arise. And so you can do that by, one, reading the review for each guest when they book. Go and look at the reviews that they have. If you see any negative reviews already on their reviews, then that's a telltale sign that you may have an issue with them, right? And also, when they come in and they ask for items, and it's very important that you communicate very effectively with them. And let's say once we sent those dishwasher pods, send a follow-up message. Hey, the dishwasher pods was delivered today. Can you please verify that you received them? And if there's anything else that we can assist you with, if they respond very respectful and thankful, grateful, whatnot, then you may be fine. But if they do not respond at all, that is a telltale sign that this is going to be a troubled guest, and they more than likely is going to be leaving a negative review. And so because of that, now that should prompt you to, if you have an automation system, set up an automation for every day just to check in. Hey, just checking in. You still didn't respond about the dishwasher pods that we delivered yesterday. I just want to make sure that you have everything you need to accommodate your stay. We're here if you need us. Please let us know, and we will make sure we provide you with the service. And so just having that message to go out every day, now you're prompting. But we didn't identify this person as being a troubled person, a troubled guest, but because we have things in place to document everything, we was able to recover and still get the item removed. But another way to stay ahead of things is to put a lot of your house rules in your manual. So put in there about extra guests, put in there about noise level. In your house manual, you may want to have a customer support from the property management number there. Find them, hey, this is the contact number if you have noise issues with, neighbors or anything that go on after hours or at your stay. This is the number for the property management company in the community. You can call directly, but also please report it to us so we can follow up too. This is getting ahead of situations like maybe you have a guest next door. Maybe they have, the neighbors next door, they're partying, they're staying up late and so forth and making a lot of noise. And so you just get ahead of those things so the guests won't complain. Anything that may be damaged from the last guest or prior stays that have not been fixed yet. So just so they can't, again, you're getting ahead of them stating that, hey, the last guest reported that there was a stain on the table, that the pool screen was torn. We have somebody coming out to fix the pool screen, and we've already documented the damaged table. Please let us know if you see anything else that we may have missed, so we can get it corrected and so we can get it fixed and repaired as well. That's another good way to get ahead of a guest leaving a negative review saying that this place needs maintenance. All right. Make sure that, again, you document everything, you follow up after the services have been rendered, and you keep the open line of communication. Now, another proactive measure is that if you've already identified a guest to be a negative guest, a difficult guest, or somebody who's going to potentially leave you a negative review, then you want to find ways that they violated your rules or your house rules of the stay by having extra guests, noise level, having pets that's not supposed to be there. And what you want to do is contact Airbnb customer support. This action is like filing a police report. It's notifying Airbnb that there's an issue with this guest. And you also bring up the concerns that, look, this guest is probably going to be leaving me a bad review because I complained about them. Airbnb take that into consideration, and if the guests do leave a negative review, they will go ahead and remove it. So finding ways to contact Airbnb and complain about a guest is being very proactive, all right, and getting ahead of difficult guests that will potentially leave you a negative review. Now, these things, I know they don't sound big or major, but it's important because to protect your superhost status, all right, it's like getting free marketing and advertising on your Airbnb. It's protecting your future bookings. It's also protecting your, again, superhost status where you get boosted views and exposure. And so you want to make sure you protect that at all costs, right? Especially if you can, especially if you can have a process or system in place to protect that superhost status, all right? And so to recap, make sure that you check the reviews for your guests prior to accepting their stay, all right, accepting their reservation. Next, make sure you monitor and watch for signs of having a difficult guest, meaning if they ask for things and you provided that service and you follow up and they do not respond, that is a telltale sign that they may be a difficult guest and leaving a negative review. All right, be proactive and get ahead of things, meaning that If there is things that needs to be repaired, make sure you leave that in the comments and in your message thread. Hey, just give you an update. You know, the ice maker, the last guest notified us that the ice maker is not working on the refrigerator. We do have a tech scheduled to come out, and we'll keep you updated on that. And in the meantime, we've left ice trays in the freezer for you to use should you need ice. All right. And so just being proactive to address some of the issues that you may know that are lingering. All right. This is going to help prevent from the guests leaving a negative review about the house may need maintenance or repairs or whatnot. And then in some cases, you may want to accommodate them with something free, like a free gesture, right? I don't recommend doing free gestures for negative guests or guests who they've already shown you that they don't appreciate what you've done for them and they're going to leave a negative review by not responding after you course correct whatever issue that they may have had. All right. But so another thing is make sure you file your police report, meaning contact Airbnb and make the complaint. All right, make the complaint. Airbnb will contact the guest to address the situation. But this is like, again, filing a police report. So it's now on record that you had an issue with the guest. So if they leave a negative review, that's not a very genuine review because you've already complained to Airbnb about them. Very important for Airbnb hosts to have that super host status to get the free exposure, the free boosted listings. This is going to help keep your bookings or keep your listings booked, not just for this month, but for future bookings. All right. And so the lifeline of hosts is being a super host and getting free advertisement. But look, if you're a host and you've experienced a negative or difficult guest, all right, during your time as hosting on Airbnb, drop that experience or comment, drop that in the comment section below. I would love to see how you handle it, if they left a negative review or if you was able to attest those negative reviews and get them removed. All right, look, share this video if you like it, or like this video if you like it. Please share this video and make sure you follow us. All right, if you like this content. I'm Emmett Combs, I'm an Airbnb specialist, also a real estate broker here in the state of Georgia and Florida. Reach out to us for any of your Airbnb short-term rental investment needs, and we'll see you guys on the next video.